Well, hello, everybody. Hello. How are we doing? How's it going, everybody? Oh, it's going pretty good, Manoli. What you up to? Oh, I'm doing just fine, sir. Just doing fine. Doing fine. We're living over here. We're living. Um, how you doing? What's going on? Anyway, so what's new, people? Who cares? I'm not interested in hearing from you. This is all about me, remember? This is, I act like I'm interested in you people. I'm not interested in nothing. All I'm interested in doing is running my mouth here on this show because clearly I got a lot to say. I'm very interesting and I really, you need to hear from me. You need my input. Clearly, that's what this is. I am so, I have deluded myself into thinking that my opinion actually matters enough for me to have this show. But you know what? I am also self aware. I know that my opinion doesn't matter for anything. And I'm just going to blast it out anyway. Just broadcast it out. Why not? Everybody else does it. What difference does it make? Everybody's got their opinion, baby. And, apparently there's no such thing as a wrong opinion. So there you go. There you go. Oh, he's on this soapbox today, people. He's on the soapbox today. What's going on? You know what sucks? You know what sucks? Dual factor authenticity. Whatever the hell, whoever invented that. It's like you're trying to log into your email, man, and you got to press a button on your phone. Half the time, the thing doesn't send. I went through college, and I had to do it for everything. I had to do it to log into my email. I had to do it to take a test. I had to do it to go to the bathroom. That's how many times I had to do Duo. Every time you want to go get a cup of water, go to the bathroom, or just walk around. You got authenticity. I've had it with authenticity. I don't even know what the word is. Authentic authenticity, something. I can't speak English, as we know from this show, once I get going like this. What is the word? Yeah, what it is you log in and then it sends you a push notification to your phone, but half the time it doesn't work. So you have to send it again and then it gets called into a loop. And you see my frustration with the infrastructure of the world. I can't deal with it's like, why? Why? He's running out of words. I used to have such a wide vocabulary. I used to have such a wide vocabulary to go off of. And now what do I got? I got nothing. I got nothing except I got Duo Mobile pushing things to my phone all the time. I got a password that's 30,000 characters long. But this is the world we live in. There's too many people screwing things up for everyone else by hacking and logging into accounts. I've had it. Why can't you just stay in your lane? Why do you got to try to hack everything? Why, it's their fault. The hackers, whoever these people are, these mysterious entities. But I digress. Anyway, so there's rant number one. Let's see how many can I get through in one episode. How many can I get through? You know what I love to do? I've talked about it on this show. I got something in my hand, so if you hear me messing with something, that's what it is. I can't talk without something in my hand. If you tied my hands behind my back, I wouldn't be able to say a word, which I know is hard to believe because I talk so much on this show. But what can you do? Anyway, I let's simmer down. Okay, you know what I love to do? I love to walk around. I've talked about it on the show, but you know what's wonderful? Is that now you walk around in the middle of Charleston. It's so damn hot. It's like you just go to a sauna. You're just walking around. You sweat through all your clothes. It's the most wonderful thing in the world. It is hot, people. It has got, it was mild. It was mild. Now it's hot. But I tell you what, I'd rather it be hot. I'd rather it be 100 degrees out there and to go back to what I went through in Washington, D.C. this February when the feels like was 9 degrees. My whole body shut down. I can't handle the cold. It's like in Goodfellas. He just says, I don't want to go anywhere cold. That's me. I don't want to go anywhere that's cold. That's me. I'm Henry Hill at the end of Goodfellas, and they say, well, you can't control that. I'm like, I can control it. And I can control it because I'm not going. I've had it with the cold. I'm done with the cold for the rest of my life. No more cold. I'd rather it be 100 degrees. Uh, I'd rather it be 100 degrees outside and to deal with the cold. I've flip flopped back and forth on this, but I've made my decision. I'm just built for warm climates. That's really it. That's my that's what I know. That's my wheelhouse. When it's cold outside, you got to put on all those layers. It takes longer. I'd rather be asleep. You just walk out, and you just throw something on you to walk out. That's what I like to do. But the thing with the heat is that now it gets hot and then it storms. And it storms right around the time where you got to go home, right around that 3:30 to 4:15 to going on 4:45 to 5:30. That zone is when it decides to storm, not during the day where you got nowhere to go. It's that time. So what happens is it starts storming. There's rain, there's wind, there's lightning, there's stuff going on. And you know what it is? It just shuts down the entire infrastructure. I told you about the infrastructure. It's not just the Duo Mobile, it's the roads, baby. The roads are going to hell. They've gone to hell. People in Charleston, they can't drive for anything. I don't know where they get these people. Where do they find these people on our roads? They can't drive if it's one drop of rain. It's like it shuts down the entire city. I've had it with the roads. I don't know what the solution is except just start over. Maybe we should just eliminate the roads. How about that? Why can't we be one of those places where you could just, metro everywhere or just walk? I would rather walk. But no, you can't have that because everything's so spread out. And, everybody's, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, a world where I have to deal with the idiots that I see on a daily basis driving in this city. And I'm not even going to blame the people that aren't from here because the people that are from here, they do just as bad, if not worse. It's just Charlestonians love to blame people that move here for every little thing that goes wrong. And you know what? I understand that the city is not the same as it was 20 years ago. I understand this, but you can't blame them for everything. I'm laying it all out there. I've had it. I'm tired of dancing around the subjects. I live here. I've lived here my whole life, and I got complaints. It has nothing to do with people moving here. It has to do with the way that things are handled. That's it. Okay, that's it. I've, I've had it. That's 9 minutes of ranting, and I think I've done enough. So there's my update. There is the negative portion of the show, which is laughable because I'm going to get negative again. You just watch. This is all half a joke anyway. It's really not that bad. I just, I have to have something to talk about on the show. And I like hyperbole. I like emphasis. It's like on Drake and Josh. When Josh repeats things, he says it's for emphasis. Emphasis! And that's what I like. Hyperbole, drama, emphasis. What is life without, some dance in your words and the way you phrase things and the cadence? I mean, you have to talk like it's music. Speaking of music, I started taking voice lessons again. I found a wonderful teacher, and none of you are getting his name because I don't want anybody else to take from him. He's mine. No, I'm kidding. He's a good fellow. If you asked me, I would tell you. But I don't think I have anybody who I sing with listens to this show. And actually, I don't think anybody listens to the show, but that's okay. No, he's a wonderful teacher. He's a very accomplished tenor. He's a great fellow. He and his wife they kind of sit in together, and she also has her input. They're both wonderful singers and wonderful people, and it's changed my approach to singing and how I view singing because it's really when you sing the right way, it doesn't take as much effort. You don't have to push as much. There's no need to strain and push, and I have forgotten that. I've fallen into bad habits. I didn't take lessons for a year. And so I start back up again, and it's like anything. If you don't exercise, it goes out of shape. My voice had a beer belly, and it was like 50 pounds heavier. And I took it to the voice lesson, and it's like, all right, let's look in the mirror here. Yeah, you got to lose some weight, voice. So what happened? So he's getting me back into shape. That's how it is with singing. You're pushing. Get rid of it. Your voice is not well connected. Get rid of it. Go back to the basics. Go back to proper singing, the bel canto, legato. That's what it is, baby. And I'm singing Puccini and Verdi. And Verdi's my favorite to sing because it's just the way that he writes things and the way that the phrases are. They make so much sense and there's so much drama and wonderful things that he does just writing for the voice, especially the bass voice. The basses don't always get the most attention. I mean, Puccini wrote one bass aria out of I don't know how many operas. The basses we don't get as much attention. It's really like Verdi wrote well for basses, Mozart wrote well for basses. I mean, that's really it. Some other composers have some good bass roles. Boris Godunov that has some good stuff, and Seneca in the Coronation of Pompeii, that's a great role. But I mean, otherwise, you know, I don't know. There's just not as much material. I mean, there is material, but it's not a lot of it is good. Not like Verdi. Not like Verdi. Verdi was the man. I've said it before. I've said it again. He's my favorite composer. I don't care what you have to say about that. I'm not saying he was the best composer. I'm saying he's my favorite, and I think you can separate the two. But I digress. He's my favorite. If you mess with Verdi, you mess with me, and he's not alive to seek vengeance. But I will make sure that he gets his justice. Okay. If you mess with Verdi, stay away from me. That's it. That's it. Okay. Remember, I said I was going to be positive now. Remember when I said that? Did I say that? I feel like I've been talking for 45 minutes. It's been 13. He's going crazy. You know what it is? It's that I'm here. It's just me and Astro. Astro, who I've nicknamed Little Ass. That's his nickname. Um, Me and Little Ass. He's my good companion. He's a wonderful dog. He's happy to see me. You know what I love about Astro? He can't talk back. Not like people. They talk back. I think that's what it is. People get attached to their pets, and I love Astro. I'm not saying it, but some people get really attached to their dogs, and I think it's because they can't talk back. I could say whatever I want to Astro, and he can't. He's got nothing to say. He loves me no matter what I do. Of course, some people theorize that they only love us because we feed them, but no, Astro's a good boy. He's a good boy, except for when he does bad things and then he turns into a little ass. But he's so funny. I have to take him to the puppy palace, whatever it's called, and I take him when I go to work. And the first day I took him, he hadn't been there for a while. And I took him, and he's like kind of nervous. I'm like, I don't know how he's going to react. He hadn't been there for some time. I take him in, and he runs up to the staff. They're like Astro, it's Astro. And he just like falls into their arms like a big baby. He rolls over and he basically asks for them to scratch his little belly. It's the cutest thing ever. He'll just walk up to people and he'll just lay down and just he'll ask for a belly rub just from complete strangers. That's a wonderful thing. I've I've given in too many times. How can you say no to that? He looks at you with his little eyes, and he just lays there and he's like waiting. He's like, "Hello, can't you see me? I need my belly rubbed now." And you just can't say no. But no, he's a good dog. He's a wonderful dog. Um, but he is funny. I mean, he just falls all over those people. He looks at them with those big puppy dog eyes like they're an angel from on high. It's like, oh, now I know how you really feel. If you like the puppy palace so much, why don't you marry it? Ooh. Yeah, we've devolved into fourth grade insults now. Um, if you like her so much, why don't you marry her? Where am I going with it? I don't know what's going on. 4th of July. Let's talk about that. Huh? It was only 16 days ago. That's not so bad for this show. I went to my grandparents' house up in Prosperity, South Carolina. That's where they live. That's where they live. That's where my mother grew up. Is Prosperity, South Carolina. Because if you name a town Prosperity, that means that surely it's going to be prosperous, don't it? Yeah, so I went to Prosperity, and that's about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive. I only stopped about 8 times to go to the bathroom and get coffee and eat something and look at, I don't know, my phone. No, I think I stopped 2 or 3 times, but anyway, I went there, and I always like seeing my grandparents. It's been a minute since I saw them. They're doing well. I give them credit. My grandfather, I think, is he 85? Um, he's like 85 years old. My grandmother's like 81, 82. I don't know how old exactly, but I tell you what, they threw a Fourth of July party. The house is spotless. They take care of it. They're they they do it all. I mean, they drive, they go out to the store, they clean the house, they're social. We play card games, we do all kinds of stuff. I mean, my grandfather manned the grill. He grilled all the hamburgers and the hot dogs, and I mean, they're so impressive people, my grandparents, and I always like seeing them. We always play cards, and it always ends up with somebody, wanting to take somebody else's eye out. But that's another story. No, they're not that competitive. I'm the competitive one. And you know what it is? It's that I just don't like to lose. I've never been a good loser. I've always been. I'm a good winner. I don't rub it in too much. I just say, "Oh, what a wonderful game." I'm satisfied with winning. I know once I've won, I know that I've bested them, and I just kind of have my smug little smirk, and I'm like, and then I get over it. But when I lose, it's bad news. You know what it is? It's just I lose in the most spectacular ways. It's not even a fun lose. When it's just you're doing so bad that you can laugh about it. It's not even that. It's, I'll do well and then I'll get sent back, 50,000 points, and my grandmother will be 100,000 in the hole, and then she'll end up winning. So I don't know what it is about my grandmother. She's got some kind of thing with the cards. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a trick deck, but she always wins that one. She always wins. And yeah, it's really something. You know what? But you know what? They know how to make me happy because they always have the fridge stocked with beer of all kinds of varieties, and they always. I walked in. I walked in. They had just set out dinner, and you know what was waiting for me at the table? A cold one. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get better than that. You go to your grandparents. You just got out. You walk in. What do you see? You see your plate, and you see a beer just waiting for you. It's calling my name. It says, "Manoli, welcome home." It says, "Manoli, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. Come drink me." I'm like, all right, will do. Um, but yeah, it's always something. Anyway, and I sleep in the attic, the upstairs. It's not really the attic. It's a room, and it has an AC unit up there, and they know I like it cold, right? And well, not cold, but their house is always really hot. So they notice that I turn down the air there up there whenever I'm there because I can't sleep if it's too hot. I'll go, "Oh, Manoli, you said you like the heat." Yeah, when I'm outside, not when I'm inside. When I'm inside, I want it to be cold, and I want to feel like I'm out on the tundra. But my point is that they said we made it cool up there for you. We cooled it down for you. I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, right. It'll still be warm, but I'll turn it down when I get up there." I'm like, "Oh, that's sweet of y'all. Thank you so much." Anyway, so I proceed to go up the stairs, and I say, good night, everyone, good night." And I open the door, and I'm surprised that there wasn't a thunderstorm that formed in the stairwell because it was really hot in the house. And when I opened that door, I felt like I had walked into a walk-in freezer. I mean, it was. They weren't kidding when they said they made it cold. It was so cold. I was like, I just started laughing because it was so sweet. They, it was so sweet, and then they turned it down. I mean, they really turned it down. And I'm like, all right, y'all kept your word. I had to turn it back up. Like man. I mean, I opened that door, and it was like it's like I had jumped into the Arctic Ocean. I mean, that's what it was like. I was like, man. Like I said, I'm surprised it didn't cause a little thunderstorm right there in the stairwell. Does that happen? Is that true? Like, could you do it like man-made? Cause like a little cloud, a little thunderstorm. Does that happen when a hot front meets a cold front? I know when I was a kid, I wanted to be the weatherman. I wanted to be a meteorologist. What's the difference? Is there a difference between the weatherman and the meteorologist? Can one just report the weather without actually having to predict it? Because, ow, what happened? I can't even talk without hurting myself. This is amazing. This is amazing. Do you know how stupid I am? I can't even talk without. I injured myself, and I'm sitting in a chair talking to you people, and I've hurt myself somehow with this name tag that they gave me because I was. Ah, um, Manoli, what's going on with you today? It's called I've been sleeping a lot and I have energy. It's amazing. You go to bed early and then you're not tired all the time. What a novel concept. I can't believe it only took me 23 years to figure this stuff out. What was I talking about? But yeah, can you be a weatherman without having to actually predict it? Because I want all the glamour of reporting the weather without any of the responsibility. So I just want to be able to up there and go up there and say, "Yeah, it's going to be a hot one today," or "It's freezing cold out there. This is Manoli Stavronakis reporting to you live from the Charleston area." Or it's going to thunder, so you better stay off the roads because nobody knows how to drive in this city anymore. He's gone crazy. He's gone mad, people. No, it's just usually I can't be animated, and now I am. I'm animated. So deal with it, okay? Anyway, 4th of July happens. And that day we went, we actually went to see the new Indiana Jones, which Indiana Jones 5 is a movie. I can't say it's the best movie I ever saw, but it was certainly better than Indiana Jones 4. Not that that's saying a whole lot. That was a disaster. This was it was okay. It wasn't. The I mean, what can you do? He's 80 years old. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what else can you do? I mean, I don't know. They made the first three, and obviously Raiders was really good. That's like the best one. That's one of the greatest movies, greatest action movies ever. Period. In the story. And then Last Crusade, I think is almost as good. I really like Last Crusade. Temple of Doom is it's okay. It's weighed down by some of the casting choices. I would like to point out the fact that the female interest, Willie, was portrayed by Steven Spielberg's. I believe the nice word for it is girlfriend at the time, and well, now they're actually still married. So there's a little trivia for you. That's Spielberg's girlfriend, and that's probably the only reason why she got the job. Of course, I'm saying I think that because now they can't sue me. So there you go. Um, anyway, that one's okay. The 1 and 3 are the best. That's really it. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. 2 is okay. 4 is an abomination to mankind, and then 5 is like whatever. Harrison Ford seemed to be enjoying himself, which I like to see. He usually looks miserable in movies nowadays, and he actually looked like he cared about this one. So I was happy for him. I'm sad for him that the movie is not doing well at the box office. It's really not. I mean, it's not the worst thing I ever saw. It's not the best thing. It's fine. If you got 2.5 hours to kill, go see it. If you're a fan of the franchise, go see it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Don't expect to reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of Greek stuff in the movie that I liked. I always like when people pay homage to the Greeks. That's one way to win me over. But I don't know. It's just different. It's so long ago. I mean, you grow up and you watch Indiana Jones. I mean, he had it all. He was funny. He got all the girls. He beat people up. He stole things. He stole the artifacts and he put it in the museum. It belongs in a museum. And it's just different watching him now. That's all. He's still cool. I mean, Harrison Ford. It's Harrison Ford. He's never going to be not cool. I mean, he is. He's one of the heroes of. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm glad that he enjoyed himself. I wish the movie would have done a little bit better for his sake, but what can you do? Disney has basically ruined their entire brand, and we don't need to get into it. But I think that I think that the movie did not quite deserve that bad of an opening. Of course, the budget was really big, so that kind of hindered it. But like I said, it's fine. Don't expect anything great. My expectations were low, to be honest with you, but it was fun. It was better than four. So I mean, if you saw that, I think you should see this just to get that taste out of your mouth. Um, and that's it. At the end of the movie, and I have to mention this because I think Ashley watches this show. Does she watch the show, Manoli? It's not like we have video here. I think she listens to the show sometimes, so I'm going to say it. Ashley, my cousin, her boyfriend proposed to her at the end of the movie, so I have to say congratulations. None of our family saw it because we thought the movie was over, and I looked it up and it said there was no post credit scene. I had to go to the bathroom, and we all left. And so nobody saw it, but her boyfriend Andrew proposed to her. So Ashley, if you listen to this, congratulations. If you're not listening to it, well, somebody will tell you that I said it. So there you go. Anyway, what else is going on? So Fourth of July. What Fourth of July? I think it's one of those days where you just eat whatever you want. You just eat and eat, eat burgers, hot dogs, chili, dessert, chips. I mean, this is the day of eating. Thanksgiving is too, but Fourth of July is like hot dogs, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, chili. It's meat. It's wonderful. I love the food on Fourth of July. I ate my fill. I ate a bunch of it, and I had to drive all the way back home to Charleston because I had to work in the morning. Um, but yeah, that's what I did. I was at my grandparents'. It was a wonderful time. Good to see everyone. I enjoyed it. Thanks for making the upstairs cool. I appreciated that. I think there might be some icicles hanging from the ceiling, but otherwise, that's okay. And yeah, yeah, yeah. What else am I going to talk about? I think that's it. It's been about a half hour, and I don't need to make this into an hour long thing. I did that last time because I had a lot to talk about. But now, I think I'm just sick of you people. So I think I'm going to end it here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or week or whenever, next time I see you in 2 months, maybe, I'll talk to you then. So that's it. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. All right. Goodbye.